to the big beautiful world called planet Earth. Now, when I know that a lot of you may think that this information may come across as bad or not good or whatever you want to think about me. Just know that okay. So I have some information. The reason I'm not on dating apps and I will never be on dating apps again is because I've had so many bad experiences on dating apps where I've had a little bit of a conversation and then they just disappeared. And then I decided that it's a waste of my time, even though I have a lot of time. It just felt like to me that it was a waste of time. And you should not be on Bumble. You should not be on Tinder or Grindr or any of these other dating apps that exist in this world, because it's just a waste of time. You know, you may meet that one guy or that one girl or whatever, or excuse me, not girl, woman that might be your perfect fit or your right fit for you. But most of the time, it's not gonna work out. I know firsthand because I've been on Tinder, I've been on on Bumble and all these other dating apps that have that, except for Grindr. I will never be on Grindr, by the way. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong with being on Grindr or any of those other ones that are for the LGBTQIA plus community. There's nothing wrong with those. I prefer to be on the, and now this may sound condescending, this may sound like you guys don't believe me. I prefer to be on straight dating apps. When I was on dating apps, which I'm never going back to ever again. Because it's just there was nothing good that came from me from dating apps. Now, I'm not saying that, that I won't ever date a woman, because someday I will. It may not be now, it may not be 5 years from now, it may not be 10 years from now, it may not even be 15 years from now, but eventually I will. I've been on dates before, not saying that I would be in a relationship with that specific woman or that potential, date that I went on with that woman. Or whatever you want to call it. Look, dating apps don't work. I've had so many individuals in my lifetime that have told me that their dating app history, and it's not always been good. It rarely is. It's very rare that you'll actually match with someone and actually meet with that person at a restaurant or at a bar or at a shopping place or at a movie or whatever it may be. It's very, very, very minimal that you'll actually get to meet up with that said person, whether they live near you, whether they live like 20 miles away, whether they live 100 miles away, whether they live 500 miles away, whether they live across the country from where you are, or they may live in another continent. Look, dating apps, like I said, I want to make this perfectly clear for anyone out there who's trying to be on a dating app or wants to go on a date with whatever gender or sexuality or whatever it is. Dating apps rarely work. And I know that I might not be the most attractive man or the most, tall man or buff man or whatever you want to call it. I realize that, and sure, guys like me are rare as well. The fact of the matter is that I want you guys to listen to the words I'm saying. Do not try a dating app, because like I said, it barely works. And when it does, most of those relationships end within like a year or 2 or 3, or it could be 5 years after you start dating. And maybe a 1%, a very like 0.00001% chance that you do end up in a long-term relationship. It may end at some point, whether it be that person dying or you dying or any. And I'm not trying to be morbid, or I'm not trying to say that, it doesn't. It's sometimes, very rarely, it works, but most of the time, it doesn't work. I've known friends who've been on dating apps that that tried something and they failed, and they failed, and they failed, and then whenever they do something like going out somewhere, whether it's a movie or it could be going out shopping, it could be going to an amusement park, it could be going to a football game or a baseball game or a basketball game or a concert. That's where you meet someone. Not on a dating app. Because I cannot stress this enough. It rarely works. It rarely happens that you become in a relationship with that person that you matched on whether it be Tinder or whether it be Bumble or whether it be some other dating app that I may have not have mentioned. It just doesn't work. And it's not just me that it doesn't work for. It's loads of individuals out there who've, tried doing it and it's failed them. Time and time and time and time again. If that makes any sense, hopefully that makes sense to some of you. If it doesn't, I apologize, but I'm just saying how I feel. Now, with that being said, there's one more thing I have to do before I go see Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium tomorrow. And that is to watch Loki Season 1. Because Loki Season 1 has King in it. And in Ant-Man, it also has King in it. The Conqueror. I've seen all of the movies that Ant-Man's been in. Ant-Man 1, Captain America Civil War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Avengers Endgame were the 4 films that he'd appeared in before this film. Now, like I said, the only thing I have left to watch is Loki, and there's only 6 episodes, so hopefully by tonight, before I film tomorrow's vlog, I will have finished all 6 episodes. Or gotten very close to finishing all 6 episodes. I don't remember how long they were. I think they're like 40 to 45 minutes long, if I remember correctly. So that's probably like 4 or 5 hours, maybe a little bit more, or maybe even a little less. Just that's what the goal is today, is to finish watching Loki and learn a little bit about Kang before I go see Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium tomorrow. And that's it for me for today's vlog. I have some birthdays. We gotta do my outro and then move on from there. So I want to wish Bri O'Reilly a happy birthday. I'd like to wish Liz A. Broadway a happy 25th birthday. She's a quarter of a century old today. And Elizabeth Olsen, I'd like to wish her a happy birthday today as well. And that's it for birthdays today. We have one birthday tomorrow. We have one on the 18th. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on the 19th. 2 on the 20th. 3 on the 21st. 3 on the 22nd. 4 on the 22nd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the 24th or 23rd. 2 on the 24th. 2 on the 27th and 2 on the 28th, and then we go into March. So, bear with me. Stay happy, stay upbeat, be you, and do what you want to do with your life. Find your love story, and don't go on dating apps. And bye-bye.